punish them double? Can you imagine the greatest atrocities that we face? Think about slavery. Starting back with the sub-Saharan slave trade under the Arab. When they were cutting babies out of the stomach and slicing their arms and stuff. Then going into the transatlantic slave trade, and you saw what took place. Now imagine us going through all of that. If the nations are going to experience double that, would that not be a sign of like a man in travail? Do y'all know how difficult it would be and how painful it would be for a man to bring forth a child? We don't know how great and terrible that time is going to be. But let's read something though. Go ahead, Maurice, and pay very close attention to what he says here.
Okay, let's start with verse 5, because there's a better translation in the Hebrew with that. Verse 5. It's basically saying the same thing though. For thus saith Yahuwah, we have heard a voice of trembling, there is fear, and not peace. Ask now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Verse 6. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Which is a question. Verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that it is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Stop right there. Is this the time of whose trouble? But your cold shall be what? Saved out of it. That's very important. But the key is, he said, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. That's very important.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for when we read a little later. And not of peace. Because remember, he said Jacob going to be saved out of it. We have heard a voice of trembling of feet and not of peace. Very important. It's a Jacob who wasn't saved out of it. Go ahead, Lord. You can read a little bit further.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuwah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Is that not the same thing happened in Mizraim? You go ahead, Lord.
And they shall serve Yahuwah the Elohim, and Dawood and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahuwah, neither be dismayed, O Yashra'al. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob or Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahuwah, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations. Whether I have scattered you, yet will I not make a full end of you.
Stop right there. Very important. When we came up out of Mizraim, did he not make a full end of it? How do you know he made a full end of it? Because when you see them sitting down in Mizraim with blonde hair and blue eyes and olive branches around their head saying that they're pharaohs and Egyptians, you know Egypt or Mizraim came to a full end. Are they teaching in the history book? Are they trying to teach now, say that ancient Egyptians were European or white? Because y'all do know Ptolemy and the Greeks and all that went in that land. But did they go in? Did they go into Egypt during its majesty and its when it's at its all-time highest height? Or did they not go in and take over after it had fallen? Egypt had already been abased and fallen when they went and told me they went and took the land. when Israel came up out there, the Most High made a full end to it when we came out of Mizraim. What's going to happen to these nations where we are? You know, he said the nations where I scattered thee, he's going to make a full end to them. But what did he say? He said, but yet will I not make a full end of you? And this is what we have to see and understand. Think about it. Do y'all know Jacob's trouble is called what? The day of affliction? Or the day of the sovereign of the Most High? Do y'all literally believe, or do you honestly believe that the Most High is fixing to afflict and beat his own bride? Because when Mashiach returns, why is he returning? Why is he delivering Jacob? To enter back into covenant with him. You know, the new covenant does not go into effect until we have been brought out of captivity and the two houses have been united. He's not delivering his bride to beat up on. If somebody that won't release his bride, he has to beat them up. Okay, Maura, we fix to go over to we did Isaiah 66, right?
Right.
Okay then. Let's look at 1 Thessalonians 5. We're going to read down to verse 10.
First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. Is everybody ready? Okay. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahuwah shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, peace and safety.
Okay, stop right there. He said, for when they say what?
Peace and safety.
When did I tell y'all back when we just got to read? Did he say, well, it won't be peace?
That's right.
He said, but when they say what?
Peace.
Peace and safety. Go ahead.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Stop right there. You see, you have this woman in travail again. He told us they were going to say what? Peace. A voice of peace. But he said it won't be peace. But what did he tell us in that same, those same verses? Did it say Jacob shall be what? Saved out of it? Who is he saying that they were going to cry and say it's going to be peace? The nations. But what did he just tell you right here? They shall not escape. Jacob is being saved. Jacob has the escape route. He's preserving and saving Jacob. He said, but they shall not escape. And we'll show you another thing we have to be mindful of. It's very important. He said, but of the times and the seasons. What is he talking about right there? Feast days. So that means you need to be educated and have some knowledge of what's going on with the feast days. They are the sevenfold plan of redemption of Mashiach. There's nothing that should catch us by surprise when it comes to understanding our salvation, redemption, and our deliverance. It's all been written for us. He said, I ain't got to speak to you concerning the appointed times and the seasons. He said, for what? You yourself know perfectly the day of the sovereign. So coming as a thief in the night. He said, for when they shall say peace. And y'all, we read up through all that. But then he said, for therefore he said, you don't sleep as what? The others do? What is it about you that you don't sleep as the others do? We keep talking. Do y'all want to know the more deeper that's a calendar? festivals of Yahuwah is our calendar. You know that all of the feast days, they start with Pesach when we first came out of Mizraim, and they go all the way to Sukkot, the tabernacle, when he entered to cut marriage with them, and he dwells in the midst, and we're in the marriage chamber with him. That's giving us a sevenfold plan of our salvation, our resurrection to our restoration, our redemption. He said, you don't sleep as the others do. He said, it's going to come as a thief in the night. To who? Those that slumber and sleep. But what we should see here, he said, as it shall come upon them as a woman in travail with child, and they shall not escape. Although they're going to think they're safe, although they're going to think they're at peace, that day of affliction is coming upon them suddenly, but not Jacob. At what point did we read in anything that I've taught where Jacob was fearful or trembling during this time? Everything was favorable towards Jacob. But when we read about the nations, you don't see favor being shown to them. Matter of fact, we're going to see why all of this is important. He's saving Jacob for a reason. Well, let me tell y'all something. Get this foolishness out of your mind that you're American and we're one country, we're a nation. You are the nation of Yashra'al. You are the chosen seed of the Most High Yahuwah, our Elohim. We are the children of Israel. We are a nation. The Torah is our constitution. So when this Bible, the word or the scripture speaks about salvation, it's talking about salvation for Israel. What do the nations need to be saved from? Matter of fact, if we would get Luke 1 for me. You've been put into a position where the nations, they want you to feel like you're these things. Because long as you feel like you are American and this, that, and the other, whatsoever you may have been scattered, you will never be able to return back to the things you need to position yourself and position your mind to be in the right state. Because you're going to feel like, you know, we're one. I'm an American. No, the system has taught you to assimilate. But the thing with assimilation, when you assimilate into another people's culture, the people that rule or the superior people, they don't lose their heritage and their culture. The ones that assimilate, they lose their heritage and their culture. That's why they don't understand when I tell people the civil rights movement, Dr. King, they were the worst thing that ever happened to black people. The worst thing that ever happened to us. You sitting up there, but y'all don't find it strange? They always ask for equality and never ask for freedom. Every fight was about equality. They're just like me going over to China, asking to be equal with the Chinese. And I'm not of that land. They never asked for freedom. They only wanted to be treated equal. But when you've been destroyed, you'll do that kind of mess. And see, the thing with what y'all don't understand, before all this assimilating stuff, segregation, when we were segregated as a people, as nations, the one thing you had was your own community, your own businesses, your own schools, and as bad as they are, your own churches, and I mean, you had everything that was your own. When your child went to school, the one thing you could be assured of is that your child went in that classroom and there was a teacher in the classroom that had a genuine concern for your child because it was one of your own instructing your child. They keep telling you to be equal, become one. But the book keep telling you to sever yourselves away from the nations. Come ye out of her, be ye separated. And that's what we have to get our minds back right. We done got a position, we can go buy a truck or a car, we got a house and some stuff, and we think we're free. We done forgot all about why we're here. And that's why we can't get delivered as a people like we should. We've lost focus. Let's read that more. Let's Luke 1, we're going to start at around verse. Let's go down to about verse. Wait on that. Around verse 17 or so.
What's the woman's name last week that you put out? You said that she had made mention that a tree without branches is
Maya Angelou. Yeah, we discussed, she has a famous quote that says, a person without knowledge of himself or who they are, they're like a tree without roots. A tree without roots is lifeless. It's dead. Because how does a tree feed? It's from the roots. And that's very important. That's why they stripped you of everything when you came here. Like we were saying, that's not another captivity where they took the names of the slaves. Because without your last name, guess what? You can't trace your history or find out where you come from. How do most people know they're Irish, or Scottish, or German? Don't they identify by their last name or their surname? Yeah, they identify by their surname. But with us, they took that from us. It's not until you go back into the prophecies and all begin to look and you see that, okay then. Okay, we have more around verse. Let's go down to around verse. Let's go down to around verse. What does verse 60 say?
Still in Luke?
Yes, still in Luke.
1 and 6.
on verse 16.
His mother answered and said, not so. He shall be called John.
Okay, then let's start at verse 56.
Verse 56. I thought you was going to read it. All right. Okay. And Miriam abode with her about 3 months, and returned to her own house. And Elizabeth's full time came, and she should be delivered, and she brought forth a son. And her neighbors and her cousins heard how Jehovah, the sovereign, had showed great mercy upon her, and they rejoiced with her. And it came to pass that on the 8th day they came to circumcise the child, and they called him Zacharias.
Stop right there. Very important. It's on the 8th day they what?
They circumcised him.
Circumcised, then they did what?
And they called him Zacharias.
They called him Zacharias. You'll see the same thing happen with John. Do y'all remember the movie Roots?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember when the baby was born and the kids standing around Sister Time, they jumped up and down, let me name him, let me name him. Oh, I want to name him. What was the first thing that came out of her mouth? Not until the 8th day. I get that went all over your head in the movie, didn't it? They were Israelites, y'all. She said, think about it. They said, let me name him. And she said, not until the 8th day. But when we read in the scripture, don't we have the same thing going on right here? He was born on, he was circumcised on what? The 8th day. And they did what? Called him Zechariah. You see that pattern throughout the scripture. But I just want to throw that in, but we're going somewhere else. Keep reading, Lord.
Verse 60. And his mother answered and said, not so, but he shall be called Yehukanan, or John. Mm-hmm. And they said unto her, there is none of thy kindred that is called by this name. And they made signs to his father, how he would have him called. And he asked for a writing table, and he wrote, saying, his name is Yehukanan. And they all marveled, or they marveled all. And his mouth was opened immediately, and his tongue loosed, and he spoke and praised Yahuwah. And fear came on all that dwelt around about them, and all these things were noised abroad throughout all the hill country of Judea. And when they had heard them, laid upon in their hearts, saying, what manner of child this shall be? And the hand of Yahuwah was with him. And his father, Zacharias, was filled with the set-apart spirit, and prophesied, saying, blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of Yashra'al, for he has visited and redeemed his people. And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, or the set-apart prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his set-apart covenant.
Stop right there. Who's he speaking of right here? Who's going to be saved and redeemed? Yashra'al, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he said we're going to be saved from what?
From my enemies.
From your friends.
Enemies.
From your enemies and what?
And from the land, or from the hand of all that hate us.
And from the hand of all that hate us. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to cut that mess out. You have enemies. Yashra'al is the only nation that does not know who its enemies are. Because you've been broken, you've been taught to assimilate and just be one, ebony and ivory. No. When they got everything designed and set up against you. Y'all ever notice everything? But look at it. Think about when you play pool. What's the dominant ball on the table?
Black ball.
White ball.
The white ball, the cue.
The black.
What does the white ball do?
Dominate.
It knocks all the other balls off the table out of the game. And what's the white ball's last enemy? the black ball. Y'all ever seen a piano?
Yeah.
What are the sweet notes on the piano? Is it the white keys? What are the black notes? They're sharp and flat.
Yep.
That's why, what's the most dominant key played on piano? Or the sweetest key? Everybody learned to play the key of what? The key of C. Why the key of C? It has all white keys. There's not a black note anywhere in the key of C. Everything associated with black is what? Bad. Everything associated with white is what? pure or good. And we know to purify anything, you have to burn it. But so we have to get our minds back together because we have been destroyed. This is why the Most High has to deliver Jacob. He has to bring us up out of this womb. They ain't going to let you go, so he just has to cause trouble for them to release you. Out of all that foolishness and madness the Pharaohs and Mizraim went through, they let the people go. They couldn't be satisfied. Did they not go out after them after they had to let them out of there? Is not the same thing going to happen with us? Did not he say the people going to look over see us dwelling safely in our land?
Yep.
And what they going to do? They going to let the devil get into them and come bother them folk. You know your mom told you, don't you go down there mess with them folk now. Because you know you're going to go down there and get your wig split. And she already know they in trouble. Stay away from them. He said we're going to be dwelling safely in our land. This enemy going to look over and see us dwelling safely. And Shaitan going to talk them into that foolishness.
Yep.
How many minutes I got? I can't, you know, I'm quick going.
You good.
But you better give me a time to go. So we have to begin to examine the situation that we're in. Because we have gotten beaten down so, and depressed and possessed and all of them S's. Oh, that's a long time. Okay then. And so what has taken place is you can be beat down so low and be brought down so little as a people until you can become common and comfortable in that condition or that state. Do y'all see how comfortable we have gotten in our conditions? Everybody else outside of Israel is scared to death of Israel. They're scared to come to your communities. They see today all this robbing, all this stealing, all this killing. But aren't we comfortable up in these communities and stuff? We literally, let me tell you something. We literally have people. I have friends. You can try to take them to a nice social gathering. Some, I mean, just a little bit on the upper scale. Nah, they don't do, brother. You ain't got no weed. You ain't got no mad dog with 20s. If ain't nobody shooting and capping. They feel out of place. But as soon as you take them into those kind of areas and those situations, and I'm looking like, you ain't scared. I'm scared. I'm like, they fit right. Just happy. But at the same time, they don't know Torah. They're still asleep. And this is what has happened to the nation of Yashra'al. We have fallen asleep. And it's time that we wake up. How is it that you're in this land, you can see everything that has taken place with your ancestors, with your grandparents, your parents, and you still see this stuff happening today, and none of it bothers you, you're comfortable with it. Don't you know when you turn on the news and you see a brother unarmed getting shot down? There's no way in the world you should be going on your job with a smile on your face. And it don't even bother you. That's a concern, y'all. When you see these things happening every day, and I come to the conclusion, you know what? We're going to have to get up out of here, y'all. We even get comfortable within the four walls. All this mess going out, sometime or another, we're going to have to go pass out some tracks. I'll just reach that conclusion. Because unless somebody take them the word, they won't get it. But we get mad when the Jehovah's Witness come knocking on the door. And the Mormons come paddling them bicycles up to the house. But you see what they're doing versus what we're doing? He told us to go into the highways and the byways and to the hills. He never gave them that permission. And that's a concern. We're going to have to learn to minister and go out and meet the needs of the people. Y'all know we're in this place free because I'm employed by the church across the street. They let us use the school, come in this school, this classroom. But the thing is, do y'all know how many Israelites come over there for help?
A lot.
A lot. You never see anybody outside of Israel come to that church needing a place to stay, need money for the gas bill, need money for light bill, need groceries, need food. I'm talking about every day. But who's supposed to be meeting the needs of Israel? The Most High said, when we found our brother in a situation, but did he tell us to relieve them of that burden or of that stress? Do y'all not know I come to this thing being concerned about standing up here every Shabbat teaching what? Torah and teaching the word? So if I know the Torah says that, do y'all think I can let them come believe them out there and not help them? Most of the time when you call me on the phone, what am I doing? Giving away money or going taking somebody to eat. I don't have money like that. Anybody know? Ask that brother right now, El Mouche. What have I done ever since you know me? Help people give away money, take people. Because I know Torah. I can't think about my light bill, my gas bill. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So guess what I do a lot of times? I got to the point where I didn't have no more money. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this in the name of my congregation. I said, I fellowship with the congregation of Yashra'al. Because guess what? It's our duty to do it. Sometimes I don't even let that church give them nothing. My brother take $50 out of his pocket. Y'all he'll come find me. He say, hey man, you got the money on you? I'm like, yeah, what you need? He said, I need $50 money for what? He said, you know, some of our people down there, they got, with those children, they need a place to stay. And the church, you know, they're not going to give you too much. We can't let Israel go live on the street. Guess what we do? We put them up. Because it's our responsibility and our duty.
Torah says sin against you if you turn away.
Exactly. It's our duty. I ain't said go find every person you see because, you know, you still have to let the Ruach lead you also.
Right.
But if you know our people in need, they come to ask you. Because one thing I like about people nowadays, it used to be you didn't know what they were going to do with the money or with the gift. Now people actually walk up to you and say, sir, will you help me get something to eat? I'm hungry. Will you buy me a Subway? I don't have any problem with that.
Right.
And this is what we have to do. Our people are in need. They're in a position of need because the only way we can witness to them, we have to meet the needs of the people. And once we start meeting the needs of the people, then you can minister to them.
That's the hierarchy in social.
Say it again, Cote.
That's the hierarchy. Anytime as a nurse, anytime you go in with a patient, if they're hungry, if they don't have a place to stay, you can't heal them. You can't help them as a nurse. First, you have to feed those basic needs.
The basic needs. That's why Mashiach, you know, it was just 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 people is a typical crowd for the Most High. We get 300 people, we think we're doing something. You falling way short. You know what I'm saying? But when it even got to the point, he knew, he said, the poor you will have with you always. But he yet fed.
That's right. That's right.
He began to tell some of you follow me for fishing the loaves. For him to say that, he wasn't just condemning them. He was speaking to show you there's a condition that needs to be addressed. Anytime you're going out there, you got a multitude, And we forget when 2 fish and 5 loaves, you know, that was just men. The 5,000. Oh, how many was it? No, I read story.
It was 2 group, 5,000 next.
Yeah, he fed them with what, 2 fish and 5 loaves? And that was just the men, and not including women and children. Name me one time where men outnumber women and children. So you can imagine how many people were there. And that's the same thing he's trying to show us. We got to feed the people. We got to feed the people. Because guess what? When you deal with that picture, is that not the same thing we're talking about today? Was that not a gathering? Was it not a picture of the 2 houses? He's bringing us out of what? Captivity to do what? Unite the 2 houses and to marry? How many fish was it? How many houses is there? How many loaves were there? How many books of Torah is there? The Torah is called what? Bread of what? Alright. So when he fed the multitude, how much was left over? Was it not 12 baskets? How many tribes of Israel is it? 12. But who did they belong to? You notice that those baskets, they belong to Mashiach. They said he gathered the fragment unto himself. Is that talking about he ate 12 baskets, or is that another picture or something?
Yeah, not coming down.
Y'all, man. Same thing. It's a gathering. Jacob's coming out. He's gathering Jacob. He's bringing us out. I was going to read the other scripture about a woman travail when he talks about how he was going to send fishers and hunters to hunt them and all that. They're fishing and hunting us. They're gathering us, gathering Israel. But so we want to keep in mind that when we look at this, just always remember the scripture should help us to be able to focus more and be at ease. Because you got to remember, we've gone through enough hell. Do y'all literally honestly believe that the Most High will allow us to go through anything worse than what we've already been through? Why would you afflict or beat your bride the same way you come to marry? That's why I'm trying to show you, even with these readings, if you focus on the word, you will see Jacob was always saved. He always escaped. But you never hear that for the nations. And that's what we have to be also attentive and be attentive to what we're reading. And also, I'm going to help y'all out with something else. We're living in a time where not only is the nation of Yashra'al waking up and they're seeing that, we've been under a spell or we've been asleep, but you also have those of the Gentile nations who are seeing where they have been deceived as well. And that, the people that they thought were the people that they were reading about are actually not. So with that being said, let's keep in mind that there are going to be people who are going to want to come in amongst the nation of Yashra'al. He already warned us and told us that they will latch hold to us. He didn't say when. So if they see righteousness in Torah observation, we have to allow them to come in and partake of the word. Because always keep in mind when it comes to the nations, they have access to resources that you don't. And remember, he told you, those that once fought against you and were against you shall stand up and fight for you in that day. So you're going to see a lot of things. So now when you go on YouTube, what do you see? You see more and more Gentiles. They're teaching and preaching the word, telling the people that the so-called African American, they are the true Jews. They are the children of Israel. Maureen Lamagna, who was sharing a testimony with me on yesterday or the day before yesterday, and you were talking about a Gentile brother from Canada was complimenting him, telling him to keep teaching and preaching the word. He said, so the brother sent him a donation of $2,000. And then the next day, he sent $2,000. Then the next day, he sent $2,000. Then the next day, he sent $2,000. The next day, he sent $2,000. The next day, he sent $2,000. And told him, keep doing the work of the Most High teaching Torah.
Hallelujah.
And see, that's why, 12.
Okay.
I'm about to have a math lab here. And this is, so we have to learn even in our going through, in our time here, we have to learn and begin to realize that there are going to be a lot of things that take place during this time. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to begin to have their eyes open. They're going to see the light. They're going to reach out and do things for the nation of Yashra'al, because they know what the end is.
My issue was on the phone with a Gentile lady for like forever, breaking it down to her. She was just so amazed. She was calling about the Sefer Bible, and then they got to talking, and she was just, I could hear it. She's like, wow, what, wow. So
Oh yeah.
she was interested.
There was a sister on Facebook, a Gentile sister, about probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, and she had a whole bunch of land, and she went and purchased that land. She said because she understands that we are the Israelites, and there's going to come a time where we might need to get away and have a place to come to. Yeah, this was like 4 or 5 years ago or so. And this is what I'm saying, you know, a lot of people, they're actually taking from self-autonomy and going and actually reading and gaining an understanding. The Most High is allowing them to be enlightened with this truth. And so they understand that, you know, we've been fooled. These are the people, we need to help them, because then he said, the first thing they tell you, that whosoever blessed Israel shall be blessed, and those that curse Israel shall be cursed. They know that. And so the ones that get enlightened with it, they try to do and help. And so as a people, you know, we've been conditioned to where when we read the scriptures, we don't want to allow people to come in. But we know Israel, people always came in amongst Israel. Those that want to do right. But the ones that didn't want to do right, you know, they weren't coming up in that land. That's what the Most High told us, to treat them like one born or a native of that land. Matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to do next Shabbat. Because I promise y'all we're going to do the strangers. Because every time we see that word stranger, we think it's talking about one group of people. But we're going to see that is a stranger that's similar to the nation of Yashra'al. It's different from all those other strangers. When I said other strangers, is when you look at that word strangers, you get about 4 or 5 different definitions of strong. But there's one particular stranger, loves Torah, and he can dwell well in the midst of the nation of Yashra'al. But you see the other stranger, it's very hard for them. And you see that end finally they get cut off. So we're going to do that. And at this time, we are going to bring on before we bring up Moray to close out, we're going to bring on a Koti Shoshana to give us our announcements. Come on, let's give her a hand as she comes.
Shalom. These are the announcements for December 9th, 2016. Class starts at 1 o'clock p.m. every Shabbat. This is the new time. Please arrive 30 minutes early for meet and greet. We need to start on time, Toda. Class time will be 1 hour, 50 minutes. Hold all questions until class is over. Vibrate cell phones, electronic gadgets so that it does not interfere with recording. When excusing yourself from class, please walk behind the camera. Keep talking to a minimal. When talking with others, recording picks up your voices. Toda. Passover is April 3rd, which is Pesach. Unleavened bread is April 4th through the 10th. First fruits is April 15th. Please mark your calendars. I repeat, Passover is April 3rd. Unleavened bread is April 4th through the 10th. First fruits is April 15th. Please mark your calendars. We will have Moreh Lamadihu for our guest speaker on December 30th. The dress code is males are not to wear sleeveless shirts, t-shirts, designer or other, short pants, tight-fitting pants, fleece jogging pants, or any revealing pant. All females are required to wear a head covering upon entering the building. Females are not to wear pants, jeans, sweatpants, short skirts, mini dresses, halter tops of any kind, revealing splits, tight-fitting, or cleavage complementing attire. No clothing should display words that advocate or depict violence, drugs, alcohol, sex, or any other message that is disruptive to the class. Give all tithes and offerings and donations to Sister Shammai or Sister Akoti Shaya Shammai. Got mixed up. Okotis will prepare the food after class, so please allow them to serve you. Okay, let's see. Okay, the Sefer Bibles are still available. If anyone would like to place an order, Aki Yashra'al for more information. See him. All announcements and upcoming events must be submitted to me, Shoshana, 10L@Yahoo. Okay, all newcomers, please see Sister Shaya or Sister Cora to give them your contact information, email, phone number, etc. to keep us updated on current events. The Congregation Yashra'al's TV show will air on Comcast 25 at 8 o'clock p.m. every Sunday. Please support us and tell all of your family and friends. That's it for my announcements, not unless you have anything now.
Come on, let's give her a hand. At this time, we're going to bring on Senior Moreh Kasaba. We're going to give him a hand as he comes. And after he gets through praying us out, we're going to take a few minutes. We're going to recognize our visitors and give them opportunity to say shalom, what have you. Let's speak to us.
Okay, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Skip, Moreh, Eliyahu, set apart spirit of Yahuwah. You did an excellent job on the birth of the nation, Yaakov's trouble. The reason why I was so adamant about us making sure that we paid attention to last week's class, because last week Moreh said some things that were very, very important. Getting into the kingdom is going to be very easy. He talked about 3 basic principles. Anybody remember what those principles were?
Be quiet, listen, and
Obey.
Exactly. That's what it is, because Israel, applications will be very important. So being quiet, listening, and obeying is very important. And actually, it's like the first 3 principles of the 7 actual principles of the Shabbat. So it's going to be real easy, all right? Moreh talked about the importance of seed, the importance of the commandments and the covenant. And just so that everybody understands, without seed, there can be no covenant. And to make sure that the seed continues, the Father even instituted what we call a levirate law.
Yep.
Because the enemy is always trying to destroy the seed.
The seed.
The male seed. This is what he's trying to do. It is throughout the scriptures from beginning to the end. The adversary has been trying to destroy the seed from the very beginning, because the promised seed has to come in order to deliver the house of Yashra'al. If the seed is destroyed, we're done. We're finished. The covenant cannot be completed. So those are just some of the things I wanted to bring out. I enjoyed the class on the birth of a nation. I'm sure that all of us enjoyed it. Okay, all the pains that the nations are going through now, because just like Sister Shoshana or Sister Shia talked about, there's no more space. Okay, so now the child has to be delivered, and deliverance that's going to happen now is that Israel is going to be put back into her rightful place, which is the land of Yashra'al. That's the promise that the Father made from the very beginning with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, and that's all I have. Just a little bit more. Okay, yes. So this is pretty much again about what I've gathered from the class. Again, make sure that you watch the classes. Go over again the Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, chapter 1, verse 9 for me was very important, because it talked about how things were at the very beginning, and how it was at the beginning, so shall it be at the end. It is always to destroy the seed. I have to destroy the seed. We see it also in the book of Matthew 2:16, when Herod also gave the declare, listen, when he spoke with the wise men, we have to destroy the seed. Any child that is 2 years old and younger has to be destroyed, because they understood the prophecy. The prophecy was now is to try to stop the deliverer, Yashra'al Mashiach. All right? And with that, Mr. Ricard, we're going to close it to an end.